serious question. Are you okay wearing the exact same fragrance that your wife or girlfriend is wearing? If you're watching this channel, you probably got a lot of fragrances. You probably got a lot of unisex fragrances. You're probably a little more open-minded than the average person. But let me ask you that question again. Are you okay wearing the exact same fragrance that your wife or girlfriend is wearing? The answer for me is no. Also, not okay with any fragrance that my partner steals from me and puts on a regular basis. I can smell it on her clothes. I can smell it in her car. I'm not okay with that because 90% of the time, I want to smell like a man. From the house of Gucci, a force emerges, bold, magnetic, unapologetically masculine. Gucci Guilty Absolute isn't just a fragrance, it's a declaration. It opens with leather, raw, powerful, untamed, not softened, not sweetened, just pure, primal energy. Then comes the wood, golden cypress and vetiver, dry and smoky like a well-worn whiskey bar at the edge of nowhere. And underneath it all, patchouli and earthy tones grind in, grounding the scent with grit and intention. There's no florals, there's no fluff, just a relentless drive forward. This isn't for the maybe man, this is for the hell yeah man. Gucci Guilty Absolute, it doesn't ask permission. I finally did it. I went through my entire 305 fragrance collection. That number for me is normally moving because I'm trading all the time. But I finally took the time to go through my entire collection and find the top 5 most underrated fragrances in my collection and narrowed it down to the winner. And it won easily. La Nuit de L'Homme Eau de Parfum is a beautiful, completely underrated fragrance that I have seen in the last 6 months. 2 prominent fragrance reviewers come to the exact same conclusion as me as to just how underrated this is. And I think the reason is it doesn't really smell that much like La Nuit de L'Homme, but I think for this day and age especially, it's better. So it's got leather, so it is more masculine. It's got tonka, so it is sweeter and more modern. It still has the cardamom and the lavender of the original, and there's a fair bit of cardamom in this, but it definitely is more modern, it's more masculine, it's different. It's also a lot stronger, even than Blue Electrique, because I don't hear much about it, I don't wear it that much. I really should. I'm breaking this one out. Very underrated fragrance. Have you guys ever seen a real live unicorn? Because I have in fragrance form. There is a fragrance out there that has leather, it has oud, and it has a prominent animalic accord, and yet it's considered to be a warm weather, almost summer fragrance. It's Cedrat Boise Intense. And when I first saw the note breakdown for this, I was like, no way. How is that going to work? And yet it came out. It got a lot of hype. People were buying it. People were talking about it online. And then I put it on my to buy list. Honestly, I got it 6 weeks ago. And this does not happen all the time. But as soon as I got it, I just kept reaching for it more and more. It just works. And I think part of the reason is the citrus element is very pleasant. So they take generic citrus notes and they add black currant. So it's a sweeter citrus. And that helps compensate for the darkness of the oud and the leather, which you can pick up. But to complicate matters even more, you've also got patchouli and oak moss in the base here, so it has an even earthier quality. It's a very strange fragrance that manages to pull it off. Very strong performance, one of the strongest warm weather fragrances that I have in my collection. The next fragrance is so good, there's only one note that's keeping it from being stolen on the regular by your partner, because it's got a lot of vanilla, so it's a very modern fragrance. It's got a really nice, warm, spicy element with a mixture of black pepper and cardamom. But that note that saves it is lavender. This is Dolce & Gabbana's The One Gentleman. And lavender, Even though there's no real gender quality to it, it's always considered to be a traditional masculine note. It's at the heart of the whole barbershop feel, and there is a ton of lavender here. It's a gorgeous fragrance, and that'll keep her away from it. This finished in my top 5 underrated fragrances, but it didn't win for one reason, and that's the longevity. This is one of those expensive fragrances that only gives you 4 hours. It's too bad because everything else about this is fantastic. The scent is still good. It's definitely still worth a purchase. But yeah, just beware of that 4-hour mark. There are 4 notes that if used in sufficient quantities will take any fragrance in a masculine direction. The first one is leather. The first 3 fragrances on the list had leather. The next one is lavender. I just talked about that. And then incense is another one that's coming up later. But this one is boozy quality, and specifically whiskey. This is Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privee, and again, this is another fragrance where if you did not have the booziness of this, she'd be wearing it, she'd be stealing it, because it's a floral. There's a fair chunk of iris in this. There's also a really nice amber note combined with the chestnut, to me giving it a little bit of almost like a caramel feel. It's a beautiful fragrance, but with that boozy element, with that whiskey, it takes it in a masculine direction, and I think this is one of the best male fragrances on the market. Say what you want about the House of Creed. They're very expensive. They're starting to water down their fragrances. They're making smaller and smaller bottles, but my God, they have produced some iconic fragrances, from Green Irish Tweed to Aventus to Silver Mountain Water to Millésime Imperial. And then when I tried this, Royal Oud, I was like, okay, you win, Creed. You make really good fragrances that are original and don't smell like anything else. This was the clincher for me because it's a gorgeous, masculine, almost traditionally masculine fragrance, but it's really not that old. It's 2011. It's not like from the 80s or anything, but it's a gorgeous woody scent with a lot of musk and green components. So it's called Royal Oud, but it's really not oud. What it is, I get more than anything in the scent, cedar. But there's also a powdery element here that comes from the sandalwood. Yeah, and there's oud as well. There is also a ton of musk. And then you get a green component that comes from the angelica and the galbanum, making for a gorgeous, masculine, original men's fragrance. Performance is really good. This is a great Creed fragrance. Not only will your wife or girlfriend not steal the next fragrance, neither will any of your friends or your family. And you might have problems sitting next to people because a lot of people don't like it. I call it a 30%er because 30% of the population are going to like it and the rest are going to hate it. Now that 30% though, chances are they're going to love it. This is Jean Lowe Nouveau by Maison Alhambra, and this is a clone of Nouveau Monde by Louis Vuitton. And this is the only fragrance I've ever worn that people have insulted me for wearing. My father did that to me, believe it or not. But yeah, it's beautiful though. I absolutely adore it. And if you like dark fragrances, if you like oud or leather, you're going to love it because it starts off smelling sort of mildly sweet oud, a dark oud, sort of like Ombre Nomade. And then it transitions to a dark leather fragrance, kind of like Tuscan leather. The best part of the fragrance is in the middle. That's when you get a mixture of the both. It's quite original, and even though this is a clone, the performance is really good. The scent is really good too. So yeah, just be careful with this one because not everyone's going to like it, but you might, and you might love it too. Cedrat Boise Intense is one of the most masculine fresh fragrances on the market. But I have another one for you. This is L'Eau de Cipre or Homme Intense. And this is also very masculine, but it does it in a completely different way. It has a bitter quality that comes from that incense note. And incense will definitely take fragrances in a masculine direction. It's also got papyrus, which is also sharp and bitter. So those notes combined with the citrus to move it in a more masculine direction. There is a lot of citrus here, though. You get orange, mandarin, yuzu, and bergamot. So a lot of citrus moved in a masculine direction. And the performance is not bad. It's certainly better than the original L'Eau d'Issey. So yeah, I have a lot of unisex fragrances in my collection. I do wear them. I do think, though, that at least 80 to 90% of the time, I do want to smell like a man. It's not a comfortable feeling when you are associated with or compared to a woman in any circumstance, whether it's clothing or fragrances. And I do think if you guys are honest with yourselves, you'll be like, I don't really want to smell like my wife or my girlfriend. Anyway, thanks for watching.